How are you now? String Theory on a Wednesday night, my favorite night of the week. Want to say a big shout out to our partners right off the bat. G&G Music in Antigonish, Glen Gotel, You the Man, Boucher Guitar, Recording King, Martin, you name it. Fantasy Music in Halifax, down on Spring Garden Road, Steve McNeil, not the premier. Also a great Boucher dealer, Recording King, Yamaha, handmade, you name it. K&K Sound, Yamaha guitars, of course, Boucher guitars. And I already said K&K.
You can say it again, though.
K&K Sound, best pickup in the world. And Recording King Guitars, Ashley Atz, the boys down in Nashville. And we love you. And I got a buddy here tonight to kind of celebrate my semi-return to the studio, being able to walk up the stairs, etc., sort of.
You're doing good, better than you were at Celtic Colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had to. It took 6 guys to lift me onto the stage. I had to sit on the front of the stage. 6 guys lifted me up and put me in a chair, and then I stood up with the crutches and walked over to the mics, and it was frightening.
Yeah.
But they didn't drop me. It was close.
I was one of them.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Dave was right in there.
Yeah.
Pulling hard.
It was just you and me getting you out of the truck and into the venue.
Yeah. So I'm down to 1 crutch and a big old knee brace. It's been difficult getting up and down the stairs like that, but what the hell?
You're doing great tonight.
As long as I'm in one piece and I'm playing music, and I'm glad to have my brother Dave here.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. I love this man more than anything. And it's good to have you here.
Yeah, feels good to be here. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
We got a little bit of a location change in the studio. We've moved things around.
I love it. It looks great.
It does look good.
Yeah.
So we're starting to prepare for the first live at Ginger's Barns concerts.
Yeah.
The Spinnies are coming up on the 22nd, and the 29th is Montgomery Street Band. It's going to be awesome. If you haven't contributed to those shows, please feel free to look in the links in the description of this video. And donate to through email transfer jpcormier38@gmail.com or paypal.me/jpcormiermusic, and send us a little cash there if you want to help us pay these boys. I'm making sure that all these artists get a good payday, because it's the hardest thing to get.
Jill's dragging her bum on the floor.
Yes, she is, and that's not the only thing she'll do, Dave.
Well, she goes pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
I might try that later, actually.
Well, if we drink enough of this beer, you never know what.
She's just rocking it over there.
We should give her own mic, the butt scratching mic.
That's right.
So, yes, so we're on the air, we're live. It's good to be here. Jill just won't stop dragging her ass on the floor.
Hey, Jill.
She just likes the feeling of hemlock on her arse.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah, you missed a spot.
Yeah, we never use a floor polisher or a vacuum or anything in here, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, she's just putting on a show now for Dave. So, anyhow, we can see already how this night's going to go.
Well, thanks, Jill. Thanks. Good dog.
We're glad to have you here with us. We're always proud to be here. Wednesday night's my favorite night of the week. There's some big things happening here just today. Our membership, if you want to join our private membership, it only costs a couple dollars a month. If you want to be a master guitar head, it's like $7, and you get access to all this stuff that the public doesn't see. And matter of fact, we created a video just before the show of something that occurred here before the.
Sorry, you're doing good.
Before the, she just won't stop. Before the broadcast tonight, and some big things happening. New reviews coming out. I got one more Yamaha handmade to review, and actually 2 more, a big one and a little one.
Those are beautiful guitars.
Oh my God, I had the 36 out here. They're just amazing, and I've got a brand new partner that's just come on board that we're going to announce next week and do the review before then. I've got James Martin Guitars in Ireland sending me a guitar. It's going to be really exciting. And I'm also talking to Mervyn Douglas in South Africa, who's one of the world's best luthiers, and talking to him about coming in with us and getting us a guitar over here of his to review and have him be a partner with the JP Cormier channel. So this is a lot of fun. It's just, we're having so much fun here. I told Megan tonight, she said how good it was for me to be in a good mood again. I said because
that leg got you
down.
The
leg. When you can't move, it's no good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Anyhow, enough about us. To hell with us. Let's talk shit. So, who's the first question tonight?
The first one's a super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Jeff Gillette. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you back.
Says, Big John, besides practice, is there any easier way to play an F chord on acoustic? Love from PEI as always.
No, there isn't. I remember when I was a kid, you could probably speak to this
The
as
F
well.
chord was the hardest chord to learn, period.
I couldn't.
For me, it was.
It was me, too.
It's easier to play a bar chord.
It
in
was.
F than
As a matter of fact,
Still is.
I may have actually done the bar chords first.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because I couldn't get that thing.
Yeah.
The
first
the
finger,
hardest
jamming
part
the
was
first
that
finger
thing, this thing.
Yeah, jamming that
I
first
just
finger
couldn't,
down.
just couldn't get that to happen.
Yeah.
It was easier to go.
What's the chord called, JP? Where if you were to play the F chord and leave the high E open, what chord is that?
It's a major 6, isn't it?
I end up playing that chord a lot.
Yeah.
Still, I cheat.
And also I cheat too, and I play the F
Yeah.
with a G in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So out of tune. The Mona Lisa. But that's how I often do it, is to play a C with a G in it.
Yeah.
And then I reach my thumb over.
If you're
Play-
learning to play guitar and you can play the F chord easily, you've conquered it.
Pretty
You're over
much.
the mountain.
Yeah.
I think. So,
Yeah, it's a very unnatural thing to use just the pad of that index finger to get those 2 strings and then utilize the other 3 independently.
Yeah.
And probably that means the F chord is one of your best teaching tools
Yeah.
for muscle memory, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it works. So if you're struggling with the F chord, you're doing it right.
I think it's normal.
I think it's completely
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Forever,
Jeff.
forever struggling with the F chord.
That's right. Even to this day. Cheers to Jeff and all our F chord struggling buddies.
Yeah.
All right, who's next, Ginger?
We got a super chat from Cam.
Cam McMaster. How you doing, buddy?
Time.
Yes.
He's been late the last few weeks.
Yes, but he quit his job so he could see the show, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He was here 85 minutes early today.
I love you, Cam.
He wants to know if it was buy one get one free flannels at Frenchie's today.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
We're,
Yeah. Me and Dave, you know, we're so much alike in many ways.
Yep.
Not visibly, but
We got this at the truck stop down the road.
yeah,
There.
we got this at the big stop at Salisbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I'm wearing this solely because Dave's here. I knew
We just
exactly.
cut a couple of cords of wood before the show there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And we ran out of Alpine, so now we're drinking Grolsch and
Big Spruce here.
Big Spruce.
Some local stuff.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
support the locals.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks for noticing
yeah.
the plaid.
Thanks, Cam. You should see our underwear. All right, go ahead. Who's next?
Alan Dalton.
Alan? Do I know? Has he been here before?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Alan,
think
if you
so.
haven't, welcome and thank you for being here in String Theory. What's next? What do we got? What's he saying?
He'd like you to talk about how you set up your amp on stage so you don't need a monitor.
Well, that's the whole point of the amplifier, is to not use monitors. And me and Dave have this argument quite a bit. It's not
Well, it's not an argument. It's just
it's not.
I don't use an amp.
It's not
But,
an argument. It's there's
Just stop arguing with me.
yeah.
I
There's
hate when he argues like that.
There's when Dave and I play together, I actually seldom use the amp because Dave has a different quality of
I like a low stage volume.
yes, but also you have bigger ears than anybody ever knew. So when we play together live, I usually end up just letting Dave mix my guitar, coming through the monitors. I don't use an amp. I just use the same equipment he does. We have a sort of a matching pedal board what's it called? A Fishman.
It's an analog rig.
It's an analog
it's not
version.
the Fishman Aura. It's
No.
You found it.
It's
We were out in Alberta.
the Fishman Platinum Pro.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's an
Yeah.
analog box. It's beautiful. It sounds
It has
incredible.
a built-in tuner and EQ.
Yeah.
It's got all the tools you need to shape your tone.
Yeah, so it's a single box, and it comes out the back XLR, and I just let Dave mix it because I trust Dave, right? But when I'm alone, I've always had a hard time dealing with the quality of my guitar sound coming through a monitor, and also the volume of it, and interfering with the vocal, and all. So the amplifier, most of my guitars, and like every time I talk about this, it sounds like a shameless plug, but it's not. It's the truth. These pickups that I put in all my guitars, this K&K Pure Mini, I got one left. I got to order more of them because I got so many guitars to set up. But these things, they sound just like the guitar. And so when I plug my guitar into my Fishman Loudbox Artist, it's mostly flat. Like you've seen my mix. Like I take a little bit of bass off and take a little bit of treble off in the middle straight, and that's that. Like there's no, I don't have to mess with it, and that's the beauty of that particular pickup mated with that amplifier. So when I'm playing by myself, I have total control of the guitar sound, and I keep it's always behind me, so I can hear my ears tune in backwards and forwards. One ear's listening to the monitor for my voice, which is all that's in there, and the guitar's coming from behind me, over my shoulder, so it's separate to me, and I can make the guitar color the way I want it to carry my vocal. And then when I'm playing instrumentals, it's just awesome to be able to just sort of step back a foot, and you take one step back and your guitar gets louder.
Yeah.
Because you're stepping towards the amplifier, right? So for a solo artist, it's fantastic. Amplifiers create a problem in groups, even duos, because when we try to use it, it doesn't work as well, does it? Really?
Well, yeah, I don't know. For me, I like hearing everything from the same source so that I know how hard to play, or like if everything is
there's a dance between the signals when it's all coming out of the monitors.
Yeah, if everything,
right.
it feels to me like more like playing in a room naturally, where everything is in the same source. It's all going to front of house. It's all going to the monitors, and then But
you're the only guy that I would trust to mix my instrument.
Oh gosh.
That way, and like you do it every time. Like I don't even bother anymore. When we go play, as Gunning and Cormier, I just plug my guitar in and I wait for Dave. I just sit down and do nothing because I don't need to do anything. Dave goes up and he sets his guitar perfectly and talks to the sound man. He knows how to communicate with the sound people, and he just does the thing. And then I plug my guitar in, and I turn it on, and I just look at Dave and go, and he just walks over and he sets the guitar. He knows how they have to fit together, and he knows by what guitars we're using.
Well, we both know. I mean, we're both engineers. We mix guitars in the studio.
But you've got the best live guitar sound I've ever heard.
Oh gosh.
So I mean, and I've told you that for years. So that's another reason, right? So, but I guess another short answer is, if you want to be able to have a great sound easily, and you're alone, even if you're not alone, if you're in a larger band and you can kind of be in a capsule on the stage by yourself, where your amp isn't going to bother too many people because everybody's using the amps, that's the easiest way to do it. It's just to plug into a Fishman, because they're the purest, most uncolored amp of anything that I've ever used. I've tried all of them, and a lot of them are great. Like, you used to like the AER
for a while.
Yeah, and then it started to get old. It just didn't have the punch and the.
It didn't cut as well.
No, and that's why I keep going back to Fishman. Like, I just had a beautiful Mesa Rosette.
Right.
$3,000 amp, and it was great. But it, after a while, was like, man, this thing just isn't.
It was a little too polite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe, yeah.
So there you go. So that's a whole bunch of information about that. But there's my amps are set nearly flat, and I've never had to, because of the pickups and the guitars that I'm using. I just don't have to mess with them very much, and I always send my mix out post EQ, so the board guy is getting my amp mix. So generally, most sound men love it because they just turn it up and there it is. if their channel is flat, they're hearing almost exactly what's coming out of my amp.
There's reverb in your amp, right?
Yes.
So you can put a little of that in.
Yeah, I put a little bit on so they don't have to worry about it. And then that's kind of nice because it's like there's two sends.
Yeah.
My vocals going through the house reverb and the guitar's coming out reverb.
Yep.
And it's like having a separate send and the reverb returns don't interfere with each other.
Yep.
Which is really nice too. So anyhow, there you go. That's a good question. Awesome. Who's next?
Andy Skiffington.
I know that's never been here. Andy Skippington?
Skiffington.
Skiffington. Oh, that's a good name. Skiffington. Nice to have you.
I just bought a Yamaha FSX3.
Nice.
But I'd like to start playing more flat picking bluegrass style stuff. Should I keep my FX3 or should I get a dreadnought?
Well, frankly, that depends on the voice in the FS3. The FS3 is the Chinese version of those guitars. So and they make plenty of freaks.
What body style is it?
It's the OM.
Okay.
The concert style body.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Oh yeah.
And yours too.
Yeah.
So, but as you would know, we both know, sometimes you can't play bluegrass on a body like that if it's not the right guitar. So if the FS3 is polite, like you said, right?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have that big bottomy, throaty thing, you probably should move to a dreadnought. And you could probably easily trade the FS3 into an FX5 or even an FX3. Like go to the Dreadnought 3, because I've reviewed them. I have one here, and man, they kill. They're just huge bluegrass sounding. They sound like a D18, an old 18. So you're gonna be hard pressed to find an FX5 or 3 the FX body, that Dreadnought body, whether it be 3 or 5. You're going to be hard pressed to find one that doesn't sound like a really good bluegrass dreadnought. They just do.
Yeah.
So, and they're all satin finish guitars, which means they are louder. They're all mahogany, which means they're brighter and fatter in the bottom end. So they're really, like I said, they're like a D18. So, yeah, if you find that the 3 is a little bit too polite, doesn't have that fat bottom, I would just trade it in on up to a bigger body size and get the dreadnought. And you never know, you might find a 5 you could get a good deal on, and they're killer because they're made in the shop in Hamamatsu in Japan. The 3s are made in the larger Chinese factory. So
when it comes to bluegrass, the dreadnought is the classic sound.
Exactly.
You know?
It's hard to get away from it.
Yeah.
Hard to get away from it. You gotta have it. Although I've played some of my Boucher.
You could play bluegrass on a sheet of plywood.
Well, it wouldn't not sound very good, but I mean, I've used some of my.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used some of my Boucher OMs in bluegrass settings, and they work great, but they're freaks, right? Robin's OMs sound way bigger than they really are.
His guitars are voiced.
Yeah,
they're
they are
full range.
Yeah, they're braced differently. They just sound bigger than they are. So sometimes it's hard to find, a small body guitar that has the kind of balls you need to play against a banjo player.
Yeah.
Or get that big fat tone you need for picking, Doc Watson and Tony Rice. And part of their whole thing is that huge tone, that big fat warm dreadnought tone. So if you're missing that, another thing too you can do is just make sure you're using the correct type of pick. If you want a bluegrass tone, you can get a lot of bluegrass tone out of using the proper kind of pick, which would be something, if you can't afford or don't want to buy a blue chip, which they're $50 a piece, they're the most like tortoiseshell you can find. Other types of picks that they're making now, Dunlop makes one called Prime Tone, which is just awesome. And go for the big tri-cornered picks, so you get 3 picks in one. If you wear out an end, which you never will, but if you did, you just turn it around, you get another identical corner. Pre-beveled, all that stuff, right? So that's a big issue too. Don't use soft picks. Like try to use a tortoise-style pick that's designed for bluegrass, and they'll be brighter, warmer, faster than something that's below 1 millimeter. So you want to get a little bit above 1 millimeter, 125 or something like that, like most of the blue chips and prime tones. And DeAndrea makes a thing called Proplec, which is another really good tortoise style pick that never wears out. It's just huge, warm, fat, fast tone, right? So, like what kind of picks? You still use those Deva picks?
I don't anymore.
Those hinged picks?
Like I use I've been actually switching back to a thinner pick lately. For years I used a 1.5.
Right.
Yeah, one of those green Dunlop.
Yeah, they're Dunlop. Those with the gators on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, gator grips.
I use the green or the black, and so they're pretty thick picks.
They are. I don't even use that gauge.
No, but I
use the purple ones.
Yeah, and I use them sometimes. I always keep one in my pocket for certain songs.
Right.
But most of the time now I've been switching to the thinner picks with the kind of grippy ones. You know?
Right.
The purple or blue.
They're purple or blue.
I don't have one. Yeah.
You know about those brain picks?
Yes.
The ones that get the
that's
little.
what I mean. Yeah.
Those are good too. Those are a nylon plectrum.
It's nice to have different ones for different sounds.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice just to use your fingers.
Yeah. There's so many different picks now that. And it's justified because the different materials they're made out of really make a big difference in what you're doing, right? If you're using Delrin or tortoise style stuff or whatever the organic things that are making blue chips and Wiegans and all that stuff out of that stuff's viable. Yeah. Like it really is worth the money. Like I have a blue chip in my pocket right now. It's cost me $50. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It just sounds fantastic. It doesn't matter what guitar you're playing. So there you go. There's a whole bunch of answers for the good question. Who's next, Ginger?
We have another super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Super chat from Jeff.
It's for Dave.
Attaboy Dave.
Oh, gosh.
Your first question of the night.
Thanks, Jeff.
This
is an honor.
Get on her, boy. I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah.
He says, what possessed you to do a PEI show with Big John? And are you ready for an Acadian asking for autographs at the show?
I have a question for him. Is he from PEI?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm familiar with the Pendergasts up there, and I've spent my time up west, and with a few Gallants over the years. So, I'm excited. We can't get enough of PEI, so we're ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready for it, and
I think there's a new gig came in today in New London.
Yeah.
Yeah, this right after the Trailside gigs.
Yeah.
So.
What part specifically is he from? I wonder if he'll answer that question.
I'm sure
Anyway, I can't wait. We're looking forward to PEI. I love the island, and it's like
Well, me and Dave just love playing together, but there's something about PEI that's special.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Tom's ghost.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know what it is. It's just that place has always been really good to me. It was the first place I ever played away for a gig.
Yeah.
It was my first road gig ever when I was 14. Went over there with Grassfire.
It was my first road gig ever to do the old Dublin pub in 1993.
Really?
Yeah.
I went over in 1980. I want to say 86, and played the Lobster Shanty in Montague.
Oh yeah.
That was owned by Dennis Ryan at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah. So PEI is a fantastic.
Yeah,
I just love that place.
We're ready for it. We get the plaid.
You better be ready for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be wearing plaid all the time.
Yeah.
Who's next?
We got a super chat from Everett Moore.
Everett Moore, how you doing, buddy?
Wants to know what the latest rumors are on a new Gunning and Cormier Christmas tour dates. What's the update?
What's the best way to find all that?
They're if you go to JP's Facebook page or mine, the dates should be on my website and his website.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a few shows booked. It actually started out, it was just going to be one show in Prince Edward Island. And then Pat Dean wanted us to play the trail side.
Yeah.
And then he kept adding shows, which is great. And then other people, now I think we're basically going to be doing a residency at the Carlton in Halifax.
Five nights with a possible sixth night.
And we've got enough shows in PEI, we're going to be wearing Anna Green Gables wigs.
Yeah,
Green Gables.
Yeah.
It never was supposed to be a tour. We
it evolved quickly into it. We didn't think there'd be many dates come through.
No, we didn't think there was any venues that could actually hold a crowd that everybody could make a payday.
Yeah.
It's just
and we might
it's difficult. It's difficult right now for anybody to make one, and so our tickets prices are not cheap. I mean, most places are charging $50 or so, and they always did, right? And we thought, man, it's going to be hard for people to afford that, and all of a sudden, boom! Like everything that they put up sold out. Yeah. And so now we're stuck having to wear silly hats and sing.
Yeah, we're
glad to be doing it. We're going to have to kind of
figure out what we're doing this year. The last 2 years was really, really fun. So
we put a lot of work into that show. That's not the normal show for us, but it's fun. We've done it. This will be the 3rd year for it.
Yep.
Never thought in a million years. Like we had a lot of success with the 2 album. Yep. You know, we won an ECMA for it and all that stuff, but we never thought in a million. When we first thought about it, Jerry Holland helped us get the very first year going, the second year, and it's just like we didn't think that this would take off, and especially this year, it just was seemed to be miraculous that we even got it done.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just we never planned it, but there you go. So if you take a look at our websites and keep an eye on our fan pages on Facebook, JP Cormier, and you're Dave Gunning on Facebook, right?
And the DaveGunning.com site definitely has the dates listed on it for sure. I know that. Yeah. So
I don't know if yours does, JP.
It might not, but they're putting everything up on. Should be there.
We'll fix it at some point, but it's on mine for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just keep an eye on Facebook because all the stuff that's going on eventually passes. As soon as it gets, into the hopper, it ends up on my fan page, and if you follow my page, you'll get notifications of everything that happens. So,
Jim wants to know if you'll do Frosty the Snowman.
When now?
No, during the Christmas show.
Oh well, I don't know. We used to.
It depends on whether he's in the mood to do it.
Sometimes
he can't get enough of Frosty, and he's like singing the damn song all the time, right? You're driving in the car, driving to the gigs, it's just like nonstop Frosty, and then other nights he won't do it at all. So it just depends.
Yeah, I have a cooler reception to it sometimes. Who's next?
We have a super chat comment from J-Lo.
J-Lo.
Not a question, just a comment.
I love J-Lo.
Not that J-Lo. They just say they're looking forward to the Alvarez review.
Oh.
So.
That must be a member.
Yes.
Yes, there was a very special guitar came here today that I'm just boggled over. So yeah, there's a new partner on the horizon for the JP Cormier channel. Another tremendous luthier joining us, and keep your eyes open. There's going to be a review, and you're going to be blown away. I was blown away myself today. So yeah, we're going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Who's next?
Caper Away.
Caper Away. Nice to have you back.
Says, JP and Dave, what are your favorite John Allen songs / tunes? No pressure.
My favorite one as a kid was always Broom of the Cowden Owls, which is one we do a lot. And but I think my recent favorite one that I heard, I don't know, within the last year or so that I thought, wow, that's a really great song. It's Peggy Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Used to do that, yeah. But there's just so many,
Yeah. It's a wicked. He had so many great tunes.
Leslie Lindsay and geez, I don't know. What's one of your favorites? What are we doing?
I don't know. Play with me.
Okay.
Have you got a pick?
I don't.
We can find one pretty easy.
That's great, yeah. Oh, nice guitar, yeah.
Well, that's my baby.
What are we playing? What song do you want to do?
You must know the chords for this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it wrong, but it's my favorite set of John Allen tunes. That, you know what? That is easier to do with the thumb pick.
Yeah.
It's easier. I'm
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
it with a flat pick, and I'm doing it wrong
Yeah.
because it's not the same. He had such a way
Yeah.
of playing that stuff.
When I did the tribute to John Allen Cameron
Oh,
CD,
yeah.
I recorded that tune with the
Yeah,
thumb pick.
you
and
can't play it standard.
Yeah, it's hard to do with the thumb pick because
Yeah.
like his thumb was so strong and consistent. But it's easier than
Yeah,
the pick.
if you play it with the flat
Yeah.
pick, you make all kinds of mistakes because you get too many choices.
Yeah, maybe that's what
You
it is.
know what it is,
Yeah.
and that's what I was doing. I was like all over the goddamn place there, but
Yeah, I never
but
had
I-
that many choices even with a pick. I just
Only use 4 fret.
there's nothing but two boot heel tracks in the dirt where he's dragging me along with him. I'm tired of doing all the hard stuff all the time.
oh Jesus. Let's take a quick commercial break, and I want to tell everybody about this because this is really fun. So, anyhow, let's see
Some
here.
glasses.
So we got
wow,
brand
these are
new
nice.
merch. We have brand new merch that we're going to show you. I'm going to bring it over there and show you. Oh, there you go. This is brand new merch that's being offered by the Bruce Peninsula Company in Ontario, which is actually our agent. And his wife has started a really nice company up there where they can personalize almost any object with anything. And they've made us these amazing String Theory whiskey glasses.
Wow. Yeah.
And these things are really nice. They're heavy. The engraving is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a quality glass.
It's a very quality
Yeah.
glass. So the way that works is
they're all different.
They're
Like
all
the
different,
The
yeah.
bubbles in the bottom.
Yep, and the engravings are different too.
Look at that.
So the way this is going to work is you
There's
can
cool
order.
bubbles in the bottom.
Oh yeah, so you can order one of these for $20, and they come like this with the String Theory logo on the front. And if you want to put your name on the back, boom, like Ginger's. Another $5, you can get your own personalized name on the back of the glass,
For our names.
or your names, or you can put this one has Ginger's Barn on the back, and yeah, so $20 for the straight glass with the logo, and another $5 you can get your own personalized name on the back, and they're beautiful, and they'll ship right to your door.
They're quality.
Yep.
eh?
So, and if you want one,
You can't afford not to drink out of these.
you can't.
Yeah.
And if you want one, you can just go to ibookshows.com and ask for Jen. Jen is the lovely lady who's running this new company out of Kincardine, Ontario, and it's just beautiful the stuff they're making.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so there you go. There's a nice Christmas present, and if you spend more than $50 with them, you're going to get a nice little surprise from us too. You get a little bonus thingy. So there you go. $20 for the String Theory, $25 for your extra whatever name you want on the back. You can have a personalized glass, and of course we should really try these because you can't just take our word for it. And let's see, I'll drink it of the JP one, I'll drink it of the Ginger's Barn one, and we'll put some decent scotch in this from my Scotland flask. Scotland rules or whatever. And this is a lovely, I believe, I can't remember which one this is, but it's a beautiful Scotch. We always have good Scotch here. It's part of our mandate.
Kim wants to know how much to put number one fan on the cup.
$5. Yep. It's any engraving you want on the back for an extra $5. Cheers to you, David.
Cheers, JP.
From our brand new String Theory whiskey glasses.
Thanks.
And there's more stuff coming. There's more different product coming. There's going to be hats. There's going to be all sorts of things. So, yeah, cool. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
That's the Bowmore.
That's nice, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Beautiful. I love those
Yeah.
things. There's our shameless commercial for product. Christmas is coming up. iBookShows.com is where you go if you want to get some equipment from the folks up there with our little logo on it. And there you go. Thank you. Who's next?
Got a super chat from Jeff Hawthorne.
Jeff Hawthorne. Cool.
Any plans to review Eastman guitars? Got one recently. I think it's great. Curious of your opinion.
The Clint Eastman.
The Clint Eastman, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of Eastman. I play their mandolins exclusively. I actually have a pair of them, an F and an A style of the same model, and it's a very unique model that they only made a limited edition of. And I believe I paid about $3,000 for the pair of them, so they're incredibly affordable. And one of my favorite guitars right now is a guitar that I can't really get my hands on. It's called the E40D, and it basically looks like an old D41 with the torch on the headstock, and it's got the abalone trimmer on the body and
Yeah,
the snowflake inlays like the old Martins,
wow.
and they're sunburst.
Oh, nice.
The ones that I've seen are all sunburst, and my God, they're beautiful guitars, and they're very understated. They're a quiet guitar that's sort of all tone.
Yeah, yeah,
They don't have this big booming voice, but they're tone.
yeah.
I can just imagine putting them in front of this microphone, and it would just eat a mic. And of course, if you're going to put a K&K in it, I mean, it's going to sound unbelievable, right? So, yes, I love Eastman. I don't know which one you have, but that's sort of one of my dream guitars. Yeah. And if I could get one in, I would absolutely review it. We can't buy all these guitars, and so it's a difficult process. But thank God, like a lot of companies are coming in and saying, yeah, we like what you're doing, and why don't you take a look at our thing? And they're not putting any, we had this conversation a few days ago because at some point in time, we are hoping to have people help us financially and sponsor us, and these videos have to be tagged with a paid advertisement flag at the beginning, right? Up until now, we haven't done any of that. Some companies have given me guitars, but I've been brutally honest with these things, and I want to maintain that. So that's why we've been all the guitars that we've had, they've either been on loan to us, or we bought them, or they've been given to us and was explained when they were given to us, we're not giving any special treatment. And so we're trying to keep the whole ethical integrity of the channel up. I do know that our good friend Guillaume de Silva, who reps Boucher, Levy Straps. I forgot Levy's this evening. They're also our partner. He also is starting to, possibly look into doing some work with Eastman, because here's a really cool thing. Eastman is a massive Boucher fan, and they actually buy Bouchers to sell in China. They recently bought a dozen Bouchers, and before they were even delivered, they were sold, and they ordered a dozen more. That's a guitar maker buying guitars from a luthier and selling them in China. Yeah. So in other words, they're all about guitar. Yeah. They build guitars and mandolins and cellos and all sorts of things, but they love guitar. So they're literally buying guitar. They buy a lot of wood from Robin for their instruments. So if you're playing an Eastman guitar, there's a very good possibility it has one of his tops, or one of his sets of back and sides or
Right,
something.
because he deals in so much wood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
60% of his business is selling
Highly
wood.
regarded globally for his wood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's all really cool. So again, like Eastwood, I love Eastwood. Or Eastman.
Clint Eastman.
You shouldn't have said Clint Eastman. Now Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eastman is such a great company.
Yeah.
And a great Clint Eastman. Clint Eastman. Holy shit, we've had too much scotch already.
Any other questions?
So many.
How are we doing, Ginger?
So many questions.
Oh,
Are there a lot of questions?
There are lots of questions.
Oh boy.
Well, fire through them. We can go fast.
We only got about 10 minutes left.
We'll try to answer as many as we can.
Okay, let's do some rapid fire. Rapid fire. Let's go. Rapid fire.
Okay, these ones will be fast. So one's a super chat comment from Wingfoot48. He said, really enjoy your story segment on Stomp and Tom.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching Life and Music.
Jeff Galland has a super chat sort of comment for Dave. All of us guitar heads appreciate your licks on Brothers. Much love from Summerside, Kensington, and Charlottetown.
Ah, nice. Awesome. Yeah, wicked. Okay, good. We're
Dave,
in good hands.
Dave's one of my favorite guitar players.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm not saying anything now that I don't tell him to his face, and he always says the same thing. But he is, and he always knows what to play. He always plays the right thing, knows what to play.
Except when I play the wrong thing.
But even that is sometimes pleasant.
So,
You got to give you that. Next question.
I got Alan Dalton. Any chance you two could do a Stomp and Tom covers album?
We actually talked about that.
There's a possibility, but we'd want to do it in our own voice.
Yeah.
Like, do it as the GNC kind of sound with two guitars, two vocals.
There was an idea we had, Dave and I. Well, I mean, David and I have been working together closely for so long that we have a lot of conversations about albums that we're making long before they're made. And me especially, I'm very self-conscious about Dave's records because I'm such a fan of his recordings that when he makes a record, I have to sit around for 6 months and go, how do I catch up to that? And so we've been doing that for years. We're doing that for years. That's one of the reasons some of the best records I've made that I like that I made, right, which is not many of them. But I mean, the ones that I really liked, I did because I was trying to stay in the same road as Dave, and that led us to doing two. And so then there was a big conversation we had one time about the plywood cabinet.
Right. Yeah.
I had this idea for a record, and it was going to be called the Plywood Cabinet.
Yeah.
Or no. No.
It was plywood something.
It was actually House of Plywood, which became the song.
Right. Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There was that was Tom's joke. Tom said he was going to run for prime minister and he's going to have the plywood cabinet. But that was an interesting story.
Well, not very rapid fire.
Sorry. Anyhow.
What was
ahead.
the question again?
Where am I?
No.
So anyhow, I told Dave about the idea of the album of House of Plywood, but then Tom died, and while we were sitting in the motel room in Peterborough, waiting to go back for the big funeral and show, I wrote the chorus of that song and burnt the title for the album. Because once I used it, I couldn't use it for the album.
We'll come up with another title.
Yeah, but we would like to do it, and we would like to do it just like Dave said. We have to do
two guitars, two vocals, no
way.
screwing around.
Like warm beer or something.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually not.
Yeah, we should call it. Yeah, we should call it
warm
moose.
or cold.
Should moose? Yeah, you want a cold one or a
warm
warm
or
one?
cold?
Warm.
Warm.
Always say
Always
warm.
pick warm.
Always warm.
So what's the next question?
Next is from Scott McCone.
Scott McCone.
Your talents lead you to complex chords, arrangements, etc. As a music fan, what do you enjoy from simple music? All the free-chord stuff from Johnny Cash, Stomp and Tom, and such.
Well, there's nobody that beats Johnny Cash for me.
Yeah, or Hank Williams, like
Oh
that
God,
old
yeah.
stuff. Like,
Or all the Delta stuff.
Lead Belly,
Robert,
all that stuff.
All
man.
that shit, man. That's my.
It's definitely not all.
It's my comfort food.
It's not about the number of chords, that's for sure.
No, it sure ain't.
Yeah.
I mean, because you look at some of the greatest songs that were ever written, some of them only had two or three, and that's it.
Yeah.
3 chords and the truth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love that line.
Yeah.
There you go. Next,
Got a super chat comment from Jeff.
rapid fire.
He says, "Do the Stomp and Tom album soon. Cam and I will buy it."
Okay, done. Thank you.
We'll get her done tonight.
Get her done tonight. We're gonna have a few more beers here. We're gonna cut it all
Fish,
tonight.
potatoes, and Anna Green Gables. Don't tick it, don't tick it. We should write a song called
We should.
Fish, potatoes, and Anna Green Gables.
Oh boy, here we go.
That could work.
Oh dear. Joe has a question.
Oh, I have Brother Joe.
Have you played the new Blue Moon Finish Faith guitar?
The say that one more time. The new Blue Moon what?
Blue Moon Finish Faith guitar.
I've never heard of it.
Easy question then.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
We'll get on that.
Joe is like Mr. Esoteric. He knows every
Likes to
single
whiz
I know,
through-
yeah.
obscure thing that's ever been happened in the music business.
Yeah, yeah.
Love you, Joe. All right, who's next?
Paul
Joe.
McKenna.
Who is it?
Paul McKenna.
Paul. How you doing, buddy?
Paul McKenna? The
Yeah.
Paul McKenna?
I believe so. I think.
Like
Could be.
our friend, the singer from the UK? All
Could
right.
be.
I think it is.
It could be. Yeah.
He says,
I
"Hi,
think,
guys."
I think
Hey,
it is. Yeah,
Paul.
it is Paul. Yeah.
He's awesome.
It
Yeah.
was great to see you both together drinking virtually with you here in Glasgow.
Yeah, Paul.
Paul.
How you doing, buddy? It is Paul.
Any thoughts on wagon picks? I love them.
Oh, I love them. I just mentioned them earlier. Yeah, I love them. They get the little holes in the center, and they're easy to grip, and they're made out of an organic material that lasts forever. And if it ever starts to contour to your fingers, you can. Here's a trick that you probably maybe you know this. If they ever start to contour and bend in your fingers, and because they do, they warp and shape to your hand. You can literally put them in the microwave on a flat surface with something hard on top of them, heavy. And put them on the microwave for 20 seconds, and they'll flatten right back out again.
Only GP would know that, Paul.
Like it's amazing because they're an organic material. So if you heat them up, they just go right back flat again. And yeah, it's a killer.
I wish Paul was here right now having a beer
Oh
with us.
my
That's what I
God,
wish.
that would be something else. That would
I
be
love that
incredible.
guy.
That would be incredible.
Love you, Paul.
Love you
Yeah,
too, brother.
yeah.
All right, who's next?
Gillette Wilkinson.
Gillette.
Just want to ask, have you ever tried the Harley Benton guitars? Sorry, Benton.
Harley Benton. Yeah, I know about them, but I've never tried them. I can't remember who makes them. I think it's Harley Benton. I just saw these things recently. Let me take a note of that. I'm going to look those up. Okay.
So many guitars, so little time.
Yeah, these
Always a new one every
are
week.
very interesting guitars. I just was reading about these in the last year. But I will find. I'll do a little research, and next week I'll have an answer for you. I've never played one though, to my knowledge. I think I just discovered them in the last year or so, but I'll find out. Who's next?
Agrigan Gork.
Agrigan Gork. Adrian.
Oh, right on. That's classic.
Oh yeah. How you doing,
Hi,
buddy?
brother and Dave.
Good to see you.
I have a Yamaha LL6. What makes the 36 a better guitar? Isn't it the same wood?
Oh no, it's not the same at all. The LL6 is made in China. Did he say 36?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the LL6 is a Chinese factory guitar. They're made on a luthier bench line, but there's many more workers. And
That being said, you could get a good one.
you can get a dandy.
Because, yeah.
But the wood in L6 is, I can't remember if the sides are laminate and the top and back are solid. I can't remember. It may be all solid, but the 36 is not made in China. It's made at the luthier shop in Hamamatsu with 12 guys underneath Hiroshi Sakurai's.
I am craving sushi right
not
now.
predecessor, but the what's the other word I'm looking for? Successor. It might even be still Hiroshi because he still signs these guitars. So I don't know if he's still living, but these guitars are made on benches with 12 people with no power tools, all 4A quality wood. It doesn't matter what they're built out of. Well, they're using rosewood mostly, right? But Engelmann spruce, Sitka spruce, Adirondack spruce, it's all 4A quality. Built entirely by hand with no CNC machines, no nothing. And with knives that these people make themselves, carve their own handles, build the tool. They build their own tools to make the guitars. And so that's what, there's a massive, massive difference in quality and price. As we said, though, an L6, you can get one sometimes that just rips your face off.
I mean, to be honest, I can't remember ever hearing a bad sounding Yamaha. Like, they're always so consistently good. And the structural integrity of the guitars are so well built.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the wood, and there's definitely a massive difference in how they're built. So
does he? Which one does he have?
Well, he has a 6, the L6, which is the lowest model, and
I think it's solid.
I think they are solid. Yeah. The 16 I know is all solid. I have one here to review very shortly, actually, and it's a Canon, also built in the same shop in China. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like you can just never tell. You
With
just
Adrian's
never can
fingers, that guitar sounds
it's going to sound
average.
it's going to sound fantastic. Love you, buddy.
Yeah,
Who's next?
Love you.
Super chat from Jeff for Dave. Have you seen any good Stallone movies lately?
I'm your worst nightmare.
What was the one where he and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
In the prison?
Prison Break.
Oh, it's a good one.
The first one's really good.
Yeah.
I saw that with my son Will, and he really loved it. Yeah, that was a good one. It's not that new. It's like, I don't know, maybe 6 years old or something like that.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Cam, you got a super chat?
Cam.
What are your top 3 most listened to songs of all time? There you go.
Top 3 most listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of mine is Windmills of Your Mind by Noel Harrison. I bet you I've listened to that tune at least a couple thousand times because the production value is so frigging ridiculous. What do you got, Dave?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think. What have I been listening to a lot lately, or of all time?
Of all time, I know what my 3 are.
Okay, one of them is Galileo by Indigo Girls. I love that song.
Okay, so you got Indigo Girls. I got Noel Harrison.
Yeah.
My second all-time most listened to song.
Joseph's Thunderstruck.
I should look.
I don't even know what I watched that video. It was just shite. It would probably be the Indian Wedding Song by Roy Orbison. Is my second all-time most listened to. Because Roy Orbison. Who you got?
I'm looking at my iTunes here, trying to think what.
I think this is more of a memory, almost a childhood memory.
Oh yeah,
thing,
okay.
Right?
Well, okay. I won't. Cheat
We're not talking about recent.
So
Lifetime. What's something?
Yodeling Bird by Rosalie Allen.
There you go.
Is that her name? Was it? Yeah, I think it was.
And see, what would my third one be? See, they're eclectic, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right there, it's weird. The last one would probably be, like I've fixated on songs all my life and just put them on repeat.
Yeah.
For days, like just trying to absorb how they were made and how they were written and how they were produced. And
we'll be doing that tonight.
Yeah.
Like after the show is over, we'll be like taking turns, like playing stuff for one another, back and forth.
Oh, I know what my third one is. I know what my third one is.
What is it?
Jerry's Breakdown by Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed. I must have listened to that recording 5,000 times in my lifetime. Like it's just.
Yeah.
And then all the close seconds are all things like Beatles, The Police, Doc Watson, Tony Rice, Dan Crary, Bill Monroe, Earl Scruggs, Flatt and Scruggs. Like those are the stuff that I just completely and then you get into Joe Satriani.
Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't write it.
Well, yeah, Paul Williams wrote that.
He did. Yeah.
Short People.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wait,
we're
no.
gonna. Oh, we have super chat left.
Super chat we have
Okay.
to address. I play guitars for years, but want to venture.
Who
out
is
a
it?
bit. Oh, Haley Van Buskirk.
Oh yes, Haley. How you doing?
I play guitar for years, but want to venture out a bit. Do you have any suggestions for good fiddle for starting out? Thanks so much.
To buy?
I guess a beginner's fiddle.
Does Clint Eastman make fiddles?
They do.
They do?
And they make excellent violins.
I
And
bet
they're
you they
sold
do.
by Long and McQuaid.
Well, there you go. Where does she live? Is she Canada?
Yep, I think
I don't
so.
know.
Well, go if you're
So-
in Halifax.
Exactly.
Go see John Parker at Long
There
McQuaid. or
you go.
wherever- one of the, yeah.
Or any Long and McQuaid that you
Yeah.
can go to. They sell
Yeah.
Eastman
Or the
violins.
fellas over in Kevin or Doug over in Bedford or
Yep.
whoever. Yeah.
And you can generally buy a brand new, really nice fiddle for under $1,000 from those
Yeah.
type of makers.
Yeah.
Eastman and
I was just joking. I didn't know they made
They
fiddles.
do. They make
But
great
I
fiddles.
bet you they
all
would.
they
yeah.
do. They make that's what their specialty is, carved
Everything they
instruments,
make
right?
is good. Yeah.
They're famous for their cellos
Right.
and their archtop guitars. So that's their forte is carved top
I
instruments.
want to get a cello
right?
from them.
I'd love to have
one.
a cello.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyhow, here we go. Our trivia question for the night.
Wait, who gets what?
What?
First place is G&G or first place?
Yeah,
is
well, the first two people that get this right will win the prizes. So, from G&G Music tonight, we have the normal. You get the free G&G leather strap from Levy Straps, and a set of strings and a winder if you want one. Glenn also is going to offer for this prize a free guitar case for any guitar that's bought there at the store, and he wants you all to know that layaway starts now. So. He's got tremendous stock up there. He's going to have Boucher, he has Martin, he has Recording King, he has Lakewood. Tremendous shop.
He's got a great shop there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. Fantasy Music in Halifax. Second, that's the other prize.
Sweet.
You're going to get
Yeah.
strings and a winder from them, a free Red Label Yamaha T-shirt, $25 gift certificate off anything in the store. They also were dealing Boucher. Yamaha
Do they
handmade.
do Clint Eastman?
They don't do Clint Eastman. I don't think. No.
But they
Yeah.
would have other fiddles.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they might have something there too.
Yeah.
They do have Yamaha silent fiddles, which are cool if you're learning.
Right.
Those are fantastic to
Yeah.
learn on.
The
So
polite fiddle.
the polite fiddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they got Bouchers, they got handmade Yamahas, they have the full line of Recording King, they have a bevy of other things. They have a recording studio in the building, a music school starting. Great shop. The question is, both Dave and I have each had a major music video played on CMT repeatedly. What was the name of the song that Dave's video? The video that they played on CMT, the major music video he made, what's the name of the song?
I know.
you should know, but you know
The first two people.
that have never won before.
Yes. Oh, this might stump him a little. The name of the song of David's major CMT video.
Kitty?
Nope.
It was from Joe.
Right album, though. Or is it? No, it's not.
Here She Comes a Running.
There you go.
Who guessed it?
Who did that?
Ager Van Gork.
Again.
Awesome.
And John DeLore.
John DeLore.
Awesome.
Okay, so here's what you're going to do, guys. Again, send an email right now to jpcormier38@gmail and reference winning the contest. Your email will be forwarded to G&G Music. You win the G&G prize, which is the strings, the custom G&G logo Levy's leather strap, a free case for a guitar if you want to buy one there, and if you do want to lay something away that's down there, now's the time to do it. And Glenn is a great, I know you know Glenn, you know that shop is a tremendous
He's a
spot.
solid guy.
John DeLore, same thing. Send an email right now to jpcormier38@gmail.com. Reference winning tonight's contest, and you will be forwarded on to Fantasy Music, where you can go into the shop there in Spring Garden and get your strings, winder, your free Yamaha Red Label T-shirt, $25 gift certificate off anything in the store. And mind you, both of these stores will ship anywhere in the world,
Even to Shetty Camp.
even to Shetty Camp.
Yep.
So there you go, boys and girls. There's another night of String Theory. And I don't know about you, but I couldn't be any more excited to have my brother here at this table for one of these shows. This is
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
greatest
cool.
thing.
They're
And
fun to watch. I
yeah.
like watching them.
and I want to thank you for being here.
Oh man,
for
I'm here for the night.
Yep, you stay in on the night.
Yep.
And so you guys are missing all the good shit that's going to happen after this. So to you. And there you go. So we're going to now drink and play music, and you guys are going to miss the whole thing. Except for the members, because we might make videos to show you all of our debauchery here tonight. Anyhow, seriously, we love you. Thank you so much for supporting the JP Cormier channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you watch the channel, please hit subscribe. It's totally free. It helps us immensely with YouTube. We are how many subscriptions now from 10?
Something like 30.
Yeah, we're like 30 subscriptions away from 10,000 subscribers. Once we pass that mark, it starts to look real good on YouTube for us. So please help us. If you don't subscribe, subscribe. If you know people that love the show or watch any of the programs on the channel, text them and say, buddy, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we're going to be on here doing stuff. We love you. String Theory. See you next week.